Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Jake's Bounty. That's right, it's October 31st. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. And, well, let's go ahead and get into it, all right? All right. Thank you very much for tuning in to Jake's Bounty. I am your host, Jake Hernandez. I do have my Halloween mask right here. I'm going to put it on, and I'm not going to do the whole show with it on, but just for a little bit, see how it goes. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and I want to thank the music today provided by Possession by Cream. That was the song Get It Up. All right, we'll hear more from that later on as the show progresses. Also, I want to talk about our sponsors. We have Dog Training for Dummies over here at Jake's Bounty. Just $5.99 when you type in the word dummy. And we also have retro challenges for the 70s and 80s. And it is also just $5.99 when you type in the word retro. And then over here at Ray's Video, what do we got this week? It is another video game. And it is Siphon Filter, the Mega Strain. And right here at Ray's Video, and it is just $1 7-day rental, and we'll take a look from it later on. But right now, let's go ahead and get into the news. There was some news over the weekend. All right, here locally, the news is Cal Fire battling two-story house fire in Oakhurst. This happened 2 p.m. Sunday at Ponderosa Way at Oak Lane. 80% of the structure engulfed in flames. No evacuations, though, needed around the area, in that area anyway. Fresno police investigation closed streets in central Fresno after a reported shooting near Floridor and Highway 41 called for a disturbance. 20 minutes later, a man was found shot in the area, and he drove himself to the hospital. What a savage. Unless he just got shot in like the pinky or some shit. Anyway, even if I just got shot in the pinky, I'd be like, you son of a bitch, and I wouldn't be able to drive myself. But then again, an ambulance is very expensive, so I don't know, maybe not. Search underway for gunmen who opened fire at Visalia house party at West Prospect Avenue near Fulgram Street, and happened 1 a.m. Sunday. No arrests have been made. And obviously, if any information in this case, please let the Visalia PD know. All right. And here we have some now world news. First off, we have the world leaders grieve deadly Halloween crowd surge in Seoul, South Korea. I guess. Let me take this off. Woo! Over 150 people were killed in a Halloween crowd surge. Basically, a stampede happened. We don't know all the specifics, but over 150 are dead. And as we have more information, we will post it, obviously. And then also over the weekend, there was an attack on this happened on Friday on Nancy Pelosi's husband right after we had done our show. So we weren't able to report on that. But the guy was asking, hey, where's Nancy? And she wasn't there that day, but her husband was. And he took a hammer to the head. Says he is okay. He is recuperating. Oh, man. Will there be more attacks on people the upcoming November? I don't know. I hope not. All right. And then there was also a bridge in India that collapsed, and 150 people, unfortunately, perished. All right. And they don't have too many information about it. It was opened just a day before, and then it again closed, and then they opened it again, and then it collapsed. So very sad. And then finally, we did get some answers on the Delphi murders of Abby and Libby, which happened 5 years ago, and they had been searching for a killer who had killed a 11 and 12-year-old. There had even been a videotape of who they thought was the suspect, and then they actually caught him just over the weekend. All right, so you guys can look up those other stories that I just mentioned, and there's many, many more stories that happened over the weekend, but geez, I just don't have the time. All right, and want to go ahead and tell you, yeah, it's Halloween. So what is one of the craziest things that happened in this day in history in Halloween? Well, way back in the 50s, well, actually not the 50s, but this was actually in the 80s, so I fucked up. But yeah, in the 80s, 1984, actually, Halloween, this man, they call the Candy Man, don't want to release his full name, but he ended up actually killing his one of his children and fed her a pixie stick that was laced with cyanide. He ended up going to a house, claimed that he went to a house anyway, and said that he had picked up some pixie sticks, some big long ones, a couple feet long, and then he ended up being excited, giving them to his kids, and he gave them, I think, one to a neighbor's kid, and then two to his kids, and then two others were passed out that I can't remember what happened to. Luckily, no one ate the candy. Unfortunately, his daughter did eat the candy, and she ended up succumbing to the cyanide very quickly. Now, the father did call the hospital, called the police, and tried to say, oh, it was this house that did it. But it was like, well, how could it just be this house? And how could it only be the 5 people that were given it, and 2 of them being your kids, and, one being a neighbor's kid that you gave it to them, and then 2 others somehow just also got it. So they immediately suspected the father, and they were right, because he couldn't bring them back to the right house. He kept on being like, well, I don't know if it's this one or that one or this one. But in the end, he ended up getting arrested for it, and he was in prison. And that is where we get the whole Candyman thing, where we like, okay, we got to check what's in your candy and see if there's any poison or razor blades or anything like that. In actuality, that has never happened before after that incident in 1984. There has not been razor blades. There has not been poison. It's just been crazy, crazy stuff that the media has portrayed, and as well as probably some mothers and other family members are like, no, don't eat that. Don't put that in your mouth. But you should still take very much concern when going out trick-or-treating tonight. So be safe, all right? And want to go ahead and now take a look at, I think we have the Dog Training for Dummies book over here, but maybe I'm wrong. Here we go. It is our Dog Training for Dummies book right here, and it is Jake's Bounty, $5.99 when you type in the word dummy. So go do that. Let's see if I can find a passage. All right. Old dogs can't easily be overdosed. Let's see. They have sometimes arthritis formula, and then ribonucleic acid is one of the substances used success for aging in degenerative diseases by taking a capsule twice a day. They found to increase skin elasticity and energize the body. All right. And then they have other supplements, digestive enzymes, immune boosters. But yes, you have to be careful when giving them to your dog, and make sure you give them the right amount, and not anything more than that. And you got to look it up on the internet, and best way to do it is get a veterinarian to actually do it and say, hey, this is the amount you got to give to your dog, and then just give that amount. All right. It does happen Dogs do get overdoses. Sometimes dogs can get into medicines. I remember one of my dogs actually got into my stash one time and was having seizures, and I took it to the vet, and they're like, oh yeah, it got into marijuana. We can see it right here. It's in its blood. And I was like, oh shit. Well, fuck me then, huh? And anyway, now we keep that marijuana away from that dog, and dog's still alive, knock on wood. And well, now I know my lesson, all right? But hopefully you guys won't have to learn your lessons tonight during Halloween, all right? I know it gets later, it gets darker later, earlier, excuse me, about like 6 o'clock, and even before then, some kids like to come out and be like, hey, trick or treat and shit. I will be having candy at my house, but for the last 5-6 years that I've lived here, I don't think one single kid has come up to the door and been like, trick or treat, and gotten, some candy and shit from us, because they just never come to the door. So I don't know, maybe this year will be different. We have some candy. I'll probably end up eating most of it anyway, even though I'm diabetic. But yeah, I look forward to it, and I hope you guys have a good Halloween and good festivities, And I wanted to go ahead and talk to you about the cans I found today. I was able to find about 13-ounce gallon size bag of cans. Ugh. And I was able to find about Arizona iced tea over there at McDonald's, and then a Dr. Pepper, also at McDonald's, and a water bottle, also at McDonald's. And then over at AM/PM, I didn't get there too late. I got there later than usual, but I was able to still get some cans over there at Rockstar, and some water bottles. And over there at Motel 6, I was able to get some more over there. They had some Modelo bottles and some cans. So like I said, I did real well. I got about a 13-ounce gallon size bag, and I was able to find this right here, King's Garden, just a jar. It did have a little flakes in it earlier that I did put in a bowl and smoke. And this one is entitled, actually, Dosalito. So I've never had that. The THC is only 26.36. And then, so if you guys have had something called Dosalito strain, let me know in the comments below. I thought it was pretty good. Anyway, that's going to do it for us today. Again, want to wish you guys all a happy Halloween, safe and happy Halloween. And also want to say thank you to my sponsors. We've got Dog Training for Dummies over here, Jake's Bounty, $5.99 when you type in the word dummy. Also the retro challenges, 50s, 70s and 80s for $5.99 when you type in the word retro. All right, and then right here we have over here Ray's Video siphon filter, the Omega strain. It is just $1 7-day rental. I also have siphon filter 1 and 2 for the PS1, so you guys can make a day of it. All right. So that's going to do it for us today on Jake's Bounty. And right now, here is Possession by Cream with the song Get It Up. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys be good to yourselves and be good to each other. All right. See ya. You're a man. But you're too old. Your dick doesn't understand. Jake's Bounty was filmed at Fornicate Yourself Records Production 2022. Follow us Facebook, channel's website. Leave a like, leave a comment. As always, please subscribe.